Okay, grandson, we're gonna cook a pork butt for tomorrow. So what you need to do with the pork butt is get your injection ready a day ahead of time. Inject it, or 2 or 3 days ahead of time, but you inject it and let it sit overnight with the injection. Don't put the season and rub on, let it sit overnight. That's got salt and all that stuff in it, it'll dry it out. You want to put the rub and the season on right before you put it on the smoker. For right now, we're going to trim it up and get the butt so we can have it sit overnight and soak up the injection. I'm just going to try to make a simple injection. There's all different types. It's to your taste, basically. So, let's see. I'm going to try this Welch's Grape Peach, because peach and pork always go together. Remember that. Peach and pork. This is 64 ounces. I'm only doing one butt, so I'm probably going to put about half. Now when you make this injection, that's to give it moisture. You want it really moist. I'm going to put a couple brown sugar in it. Now remember though, when you're doing the injection, never inject cold meat with hot injection. Room temperature. Never put cold barbecue sauce on hot meat. Always try to make sure they're the same temperature. A little less than a cup. People around here in Florida, we kind of like things sweet. Now I'm going to put a little bit of hot sauce in there, clear hot sauce, not Louisiana or something. It's clear hot sauce with the peppers. I'm going to put a little bit in there to give a little bit of kick. I don't mind a little bit of kick, but you don't need it really hot unless you're just cooking for yourself and that's the way you like it. Most people don't like it super hot, and I kind of like spicy food, but I ain't one of them idiots that try this ghost pepper and burn your mouth out. I'm getting too old to do dumb things. I'm also going to put a little baste in it. I had somebody try the pork baste. This is like ham baste. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to put a little bit of it in there. Probably about a half teaspoon or so. Now it's a paste, so it's got to melt. So we're going to have to heat this up. I might even try to make this thing a little bit different than normal. This is a sauteed onion paste. Try it. Good with that, not as much. And we're going to warm it up. We don't want to boil or anything, but we do want to warm it up. I'm also going to put more hickory salt in there. I love the flavor of this. It's kind of like almost like a smoked flavor. I love the flavor of that. We'll mix it up and put it on the burner. Warm it up. This is going to be our injection. You make your injection, like I said, about 2 or 3 days in advance or the day before. We're going to inject our butt after we trim it and get it ready and let the butt sit overnight before we put it on the smoker. Right before we put it on the smoker is when we're going to put on our rub and our seasoning. Put this on the oven. Turn it on. Now for our butt. This is our butt. That's not a bad looking one. I've seen better and I've seen worse. You got the horn back here. Where that grain goes different. Right there. That's your money muscle. Money muscle right there underneath that fat. It ain't got a really pretty one. I've seen better. We're going to smoke it probably just to get pulled pork tomorrow. I'll do another butt another time and get the money muscle, or I might try to trim this out, see what it is for the money muscle. But for right now, I should be wearing gloves, but this is just me. I ain't cooking for competition. It does got a small money muscle, not a big one. We're going to trim this up. We don't want the too much fat on here. We'll hide the seasoning. Fat also gives it flavor. See if there's any bone fragments or anything. We'll try to get off of it. Take your hand, smooth it around it. See what it is. Now the bottom side has got fat. We'll go ahead and take some of this fat off where that money muscle is, in case I decide not to pull everything and slice some of it. That way you can get a good bark on it. Taking some of that fat off. Get bark around that money muscle. Keep your blade kind of flat. And like I said, other people are going to tell you different ways to do things. That's fine. But you also need to see how much they cook and what they know. Like I heard the other day, I've never in my life heard somebody going, I sure can't wait to get some of that northern cooking. That just don't happen. You got these liberals nowadays. They don't know what's good for them. Trim that fat off. Pork butt's got a lot of fat in it. You can also use these when you kill a deer. If you don't have any fat from the butcher shop, when you're making venison sausage, go get you a couple pork butts. Grind that meat up in there. That'd be pretty good. We're probably just going to pull a bunch of this tomorrow. We're probably going to do a section of ribs too, but I wanted to show you how to make the injection. Trim up your pork butt. We're going to inject it here in just a minute. Once we inject it, we're going to let it sit overnight. And we're going to put this bad boy on the smoker tomorrow. Alright. We have the injection about room temperature. I'm going to pour it through a strainer. Make sure nothing gets caught up in the needles and stuff. Stuff right there is what you don't want to get caught in the injectors. It'll clog it up. These little injectors here, and just go as much as you can. Try to make the muscles explode. I'm going to go ahead and put this in that pan. That way as the juices come out, it don't matter. Like I said, a lot of people might just get a Boston butt, season it, not trim it, not do nothing, and throw it on the smoker. Granted, it's still good. If you want stuff to be better than everybody else's, you got to do more than everybody else. Like anything else in life. Don't be like one of them old pansy butt liberals that want you to pay them money and they don't even work or do nothing. I want my college debt paid off. Did you sign the paper? Yeah. So if you can't afford it, you're an idiot. Grandson, I hope you ain't gonna be stupid like that. I really do. In my lifetime, I've never seen so many stupid people in my life. Whew. That shot out. I'm just going to try to keep going on the muscle. Back up a little bit. See how that, I don't know if you can see it or not, that muscle, when you put it in there, expands. That's what you want. You want to try to get as big as you can. You're going to have to wake up extremely early tomorrow. Depends on the temperature you cook it at. My smoker ain't a hot smoker. So it takes a little bit to do this Boston butt. We'll get a good bark on it. Like I said, it takes a lot longer than what most people think to prep one. But it's kind of fun. It's a lot of good food. You'll cook for 8-10 hours. People will eat it in about 30 minutes. Tell you it's good. That's that thing right now. This is, I hope maybe one day, grandson, you can look at this and be like, you know what? This is a Southern tradition. Like I said, I don't remember anybody ever saying, I miss that Northern cooking. You might not do it as much as I do it, but learn how to do it. Know how to do it. Don't be like one of these little pansy little liberals. Always want to go out to eat everywhere. Learn how to cook it. You ain't got to do it all the time. At least know how to do it. They cut a lot of this money muscle off of this one. Anyway, yeah, we got this thing peeing on the floor. I think I'm about maxed out. Normally I put more in there, but that's about maxed out. Every time I'm jigging it, squirting out. So now we got injected, we're going to let it sit overnight. Tomorrow morning we're going to get up, throw it on the smoker, we're going to season it, get the smoker going, seasoning. I'm going to smoke with pecan wood tomorrow. You can smoke whatever kind of wood you want, but I found pecan wood. Cherry wood gives it a nice bark. Pecan wood's a nice little mellow flavor, oak is. But pecan to me is probably one of the best woods to smoke with. I have heard people using peach wood. I've never personally tried it. I would like to, but from where we're at, we don't have a lot of peach trees, so we deal with what we have. All right, till tomorrow.